Close the door, turn off the light, though. Make her undress you tonight, be the night, just you and I, you. Oh, sugar, sugar, mama, come and quench my thirst with a lipstick and I go be sati. Come take my honey for your love. Take my honey for your love. Take my honey for your love. You be the only one who could fit turn me on, Lord. So okay, I feel by myself. So I feel by myself. I feel by myself. You go to make I die. Make I rock you gently. Make I touch you, nobody go hear. Make I kiss you privately. Make I do, nobody go see you. Yeah. Your mama no go see, your papa no go see. Sua. Power, Salah, you go killing me. The way you rock, the way you shake, the way you move, the way you do. So. Power, Salah, you go killing me. The way you rock, the way you dance, the way you do, yeah. Okay, say, turn off the light, too. Make her undress you tonight, be the night, just you and I, yo. Yeah. Oh, sugar, sugar, mama, come and quench my thirst with your lipstick and I go be sati. Come take my honey for your love. Take my honey for your love. Take my honey for your love. You be the only one who go fit spark my motor. Come take my honey for your love. Take my honey for your love. Yeah. Take my honey for your love. Yeah. You be the only one who go fit turn me on, turn me on, turn me on, I mean. I feel by myself. I feel by myself. I feel by myself. Take my honey for your love. Take my honey for your love. Fear no ni waneji, benimin kebo pe. Continue no se pladani, kebo basani. Shami, mukozini, kejelibi. Kagbe beke national. La chakoni chamia, wadani, min kebo poviye. Sumare mo kemli mo mai koni mi chebemle and never fake me jenkra and you small with your Maria Maria I will never cry your basmoni ya foni suesi asolia kesin your back with me Maria, I'm mabo. Oh, maybe cry, you bash money. Ya funny, it's your Maria. As a lad, as a baggy. Okay, second. Ya abwa like I'm opening mommy yo na kind be like my kaile non slim black clan was there one more ni was more te was more was there what you know la chako ni chamia wadani min kebo porie Sumare mo kambling mo mai koni mi jebemle and never fake me jankura and you small with your Maria Jolly oh say to me baby cry you bass mommy saponi sushi asolia kesino babeni Maria, oh ya bonus wesi. Azalia, ageni. Maria, mebo bas mami, oh Maria. Maria. Ya agua like I'm opening, oh mommy, yo. I can't be like my Kylie, no chlim, black clan. Wash it one more, ni wash more, te was more, wash where you know. Nachako ni chamia, what I need, min kebo porie. Sumari mo kamling mo mai honey mi jebemle and never fake me jankura and you small with your Maria Jolly Maria I will maybe cry you asumi Jafonu suesi Nasolia keshin obakbemi Maria, how see me, Maria? You're so like see agony. Your phone is missing. Nasolia, kissing you back with me, Maria. Okay, so let's count one more, right? Yeah. Just like that. So baby girl, me I no go lie. When I see you, then I did die. Cause you did love you like I love. Touch you like I touch you. I did think about you every night. You about me, girl, I no go lie. Cause you did kiss you like I kiss you. I see me sour. na mi suo. Odo se wamba nedia mi oi mi usa woni noa na mi wo. Odo se wamba nedia mi wo. Baby, I'm jealous. Baby, I'm jealous. You make so jealous. I know they feel control. Yeah. Baby, I'm jealous. Baby, I'm jealous. You make so jealous. I know they feel control. Yeah. So lately I they see you make happy without me. You treat you better than I did. Got you feeling like a queen. Oh baby, lately I did see you make happy without me. It treat you better than I did. Got you feeling like a queen. Munisio, na mi suo. Odo se wamba. Musa, woni noa, na mi wo. Odo se wamba, yeah. Say, baby, I'm jealous. Baby, I'm jealous. I make so jealous. I know they feel controlling. Yeah. Baby, I'm jealous. Baby, I'm jealous. Yeah. I make so jealous. I know they feel controlling. One more time. So lately I they see you make happy without me. It treat you better than I did. Got you feeling like a queen. Oh baby, lately I they see you make happy without me. It treat you better than I did. Got you feeling like a queen, yeah. Munisio, na mi suo. Odo se wamba ne mi wo. Mi husa, woni noa na mi wo. Odo se wamba ne mi wo. Baby, I'm jealous. Baby, I'm jealous. I make so jealous. Yeah. I know they feel control. Yeah. Baby, I'm jealous. Baby, I'm jealous. Yeah. I make so jealous. I know they feel control. My baby give me all I want. Early morning she dey give me a day job. Oh, for the bedroom she be boss. She give me sugar, pineapple and coconut. Oh, baby never left my door. I dash you on my bank account. For you I chop the biggie sound. You know the song? Oh, sing oh, sing no bell. Yeah. It be me where she want, yeah. Oh, see me, I know girl, yeah. Me then maybe I run here, my fine. Me turn it up. Say, me the VGMA, come on, me cut ya. Oh, be never be please. What about me, please? Oh, what about me, please? Say you're very man. Oh, say you're very man. Say you're very man. Say you're bad, yeah. Say you're very man. I can't hear you. Say you're very man. Say you're very man. Oh, nah. Say Auntie Arabe, bro. Arabe, bro. Arabe, see me young coming punk up and ten, yeah. Auntie Arabe, bro. Arabe, bro. Arabe, see me young one more time, Auntie Arabe, bro. Arabe, bro. Arabe, job. Oh, for the bedroom, she the boss. She give me sugar, pineapple, and coconut. Oh, baby, never let me. And that she want my bank account. For you, a child of big sound. Oh, you know the song. Let's sing it. Say, Osimia, yeah, yeah. Osimia, no bell, yeah, yeah. It be me where she want, yeah, yeah. Osimia, no bell, yeah, 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 yeah. On. Just one test and I want to know what do you give me is not enough. You know, say me, I know I'm falling in love. But what do you give me is not enough. You know the song? See, I'm getting jealous. No one I see with anybody. Getting jealous. I'm getting jealous. Don't wanna see you with anybody. I'm getting jealous. I'm getting addicted. Getting addicted, oh babe. I'm getting addicted, oh don't. Getting addicted to you. Said I'm getting addicted, oh don't. Getting addicted, oh babe. Getting addicted, oh yeah. Getting addicted to you. What have you done to me now, Bella? What have you done to me, yo? What have you done to me? What have you done to me, yo? Gonna girl with the melanin. Take it easy, you shake my meaning. I wanna hold you forever. Yeah. Oh my, your love is all I need. Girl, I'm falling for you. And I'm calling with you. Ooh, oh baby, I'm getting jealous. I'm getting jealous. I'm getting jealous. I'm getting jealous. Now when I see you with anybody, I'm getting jealous already. Getting addicted, oh, getting addicted, oh baby. Getting addicted, oh, getting addicted to you. Said I'm getting addicted, oh, getting addicted, oh baby. Getting addicted, oh, getting addicted to you. What have you done to me now, Bella? What have you done to me, oh? What have you done to me? What have you done to me, oh? Papa di tada, sisa papa di tada, papa di fire for you. I'm getting jealous. Don't wanna see you with anybody. I'm getting jealous. I'm getting jealous. Don't wanna see you with anybody. I'm getting jealous already. Osmoni and Osinyo Taveyaza. Osmoni and Papa, yeah, Osmoni and Osinyo Taveyaza. Shebi, you know, say body no be firewood, baby, oh. I no go lie me, I no go do shakara, oh, baby, oh. Only your water go fit today when she fire, oh, baby, oh. I go fit to spend my money, give you cassava, shower my love on you. Yeah, I go fit to kill a person, I go shamayama for you, oh. I go fit to kill a person, I go shamayama for you. What's money and all, see your daughter, what's money and all, see your daughter. Say, only your mother, oh, I go they carry for head, oh, yeah.
There is a
she they giving me ginger, oh. Only your mother, oh, I go they carry for head, oh, yeah. Whatever this girl, oh, she they giving me ginger, oh. Shari Wally, baby, I will be mad. The only you go enter, mind dear baby. On a coffee, me no go, I no feel recover. At the baby, you dey scatter my head, you dey cool my temper, my baby. See how I sempe for you, ada. Only your mother, oh, I go dey carry for head, oh, yeah. Madam, this girl, oh, she dey giving me ginger, oh. Only your mother, oh, I go dey carry for head, oh, yeah. Madam, this girl, oh, she dey giving me ginger, oh. Nongelete, unda wata no wanya mo babona. Inyami bongo we chante na masimu dende. Na tingi wala, wosinga bongo lingwa. Ntidini na di bembe na se kwala kembo. Bembo, injomo yokori kwe. Inawo, the bullion na. Only your mother, oh, I will carry for head, oh, yeah. Madam, this girl, oh, she they giving me ginger, oh. Only your mother, oh, I will carry for head, oh, yeah. Madam, this girl, oh, she they giving me ginger, oh. What's money and all? What's money and all? Oh, yeah. What's money and all? She know that face. What's money and all? What's money and all? What's money and all? She know that face. All right, yeah. Fine, baby. I see your photo on my Insta. Freaky, baby. Oh, me, I know say you be bad, girl. You be bad. The things you post be bad. See, anytime I see you, I demand, oh, yeah. Hello, baby. I like your photo too for Twitter. You be my Insta, baby. Oh, me, I know say you be bad. You be bad. I go the want to unfollow you, but your picture there for my mind. I go the want shoot to my shuttle, but I know get money for. I go the want to unfollow you, but your picture there for my mind. I go the want shoot to my shuttle, but I know get money for one day. Hey, baby, say you go give me a chance. My Insta, baby, you be my Insta, baby. Hey, baby, say you go give me a chance. My Insta, baby, you be my Insta, baby. Get your bad, baby, yeah. Me no. Think about it, chop it bounce, yo. As I dey watch all your picture, you finish my data, you scatter my head, yo. Me, I want to shoot my shot, yo. Say I don't go chop it bounce, yo. As I dey watch all your picture, you finish my data, you scatter my head, yeah. Freaky, freaky, baby, baby. Oh, me, I know say you be bad, bad, bad. You be bad. I go there want to follow you, but your picture there for my mind. I go there shoot to my shot, oh, but I no get money for one do. I go there want to follow you, but your picture there for my mind. I go there shoot to my shot, oh, but I no get money for one do. Hey, baby, say you go give me a chance, oh, yeah. My Insta, baby, you be my Insta, baby, oh, oh, yeah, baby, say you go give me a chance, oh, yeah. My Insta, baby, you be my Insta, baby, oh, yeah. Please take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Okay, so baby, this one is shit on. If you cream on my laton, party two at the party one, party two like the man one. I go fit to change your cat vocal and change your light joint. Every day not to enjoy, open and close like a laptop. Oh, oh. Money go to roll around, money go to roll around, money go to pop, why? Money go to roll around, money go to roll around, money go to roll around, money go to roll, yeah. See, send me news, oh baby, send them. About the things, I wanna talk about the things say I they feel. No. Yeah, I know they say what I don't mean. So if I tell you say I like you, be real. Yeah, you got me confused. I'm in the mood. In my shaka, what you want me, I can do. You got me confused. So I'm in the mood. In my shaka, what you want me, I can do. Eba me a job. This is me, I'm a more shit. So I been a jazz, you can do me a more. I did for your house, oh, I did for your house, oh yeah. Buy me a job. This is me, I'm a mushy, so I been a jazz, you do me a more. I did for your house, so I did for your house. So. Say cheese, take a picture, shake a puss, take a. Say cheese.
Wow, wow, wow. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, let's hear it one more time. And much louder for Sugar Lord. Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome to the VGMA National Music Summit. I'm so excited to be your host this afternoon. My name is Andy Dusty. For some of us who do not know who I am, I'm the smallest amongst us, even by size. And by height. So yeah, thank you very much for coming. I work with a multimedia group. I'm the host of Daybreak Hits on Hits FM at 103.9 megahertz. This afternoon, we're about to talk about music. About a month ago, Ghana witnessed the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, and it was fun. Please, here, I want us to give it up for Charterhouse. Yeah. Organizers of the VGMAs. I won't spend too much time because, well, we have a lot to discuss this afternoon. And so, not to bore you too much, let me quickly invite the Public Affairs Manager, Robert Clark, for Charterhouse to give us the welcome address. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's give it up for Robert Clark.
Thank you very much, Andy. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you. My name is Robert Clark, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm a bit taller than Andy. Anyways, I just want to officially welcome all of you to this program. Our purpose is quite simple. We are in the business of music, but unfortunately, there aren't institutions responsible directly for impacting knowledge when it comes to business of music. So this particular program has been curated and created for the purposes of sharing knowledge, for the purposes of peer review, for the purposes of practitioners to bring to the fore experiences, things that they have done, solutions that they have found, and opportunities out there that's basically available for us, to us, and for us to be able to latch on these elements for the progress and advancement of the industry. So that is the purpose, and that's the reason why we are here. Today, we are going to have 3 key activities. The first one is going to be presentations by 3 people, one from Vodafone, secondly from Twitter. They are going to give us conversations pertaining to what we can do to partner them for the growth of an artist's project, career, whatsoever, anything within that particular space. And then we are also going to have an update presentation from the board chair of GAMRO. Last year, you would all remember, we had a great session at the Grand Arena, and it's been a year, and there's been great strides, and things have happened. So we would like to have some updates in that particular area, and then of course, I'm sure he's not going to leave without sharing the way forward. And then, after that, we are also going to have the conversation for the day. The conversation for the day is the route to success in GH music, local, international. We all need to find that particular route. Ultimately, if we can leave here with a clear blueprint that outlines some of the key elements that if you can follow, you are likely to succeed, then we would say that we would have achieved our purpose. So this is the reason why we are gathered here, and I just want to quickly acknowledge some of the big men who are here. We have the president of Musica here. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Bessa Simons, acting president. We also have Daddy Bosco, who is the secretary of Musica. And we have the board chair of Rexomar himself here. Put your hands together for him. Legendary artist. We have this, the GM of 3 Group, an astute PR expert and specialist. Put your hands together for Mr. Francis Doku. And we have, as a matter of fact, there are a lot of people here, and I'll be mentioning them along. Some of them are actually going to be on the platform. Let's put our hands together for George Britton. We are going to be hearing from him later. Let's put our hands together for Emmanuel. He's a grandson of Eja Konimo. He's also here. Yep, that's him. And there are quite a number. We also have Richard from Sound City here, the country director of Sound City. That's him. Beautiful. And if I haven't called your name, it doesn't mean I don't recognize you. No, you'll be acknowledged. There's some artists here as well. I see Lyrical Joe. I see... Okay, if I don't see you, I'll still see you. Oh, we still have Nite Tete. He is the traditional artist of the year. He's here. And yeah, so we will certainly, I'm sure if I'm not here to do that. Oh, I see Gambo artist and Sang Act of the Year is also here. Well, I'm sure Andy will do the rest if I don't do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. At this point, I think I'll leave the stage for Andy to take us away. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you very much, Robert. Right, so today we'll be having presentations. Now, let me also acknowledge the title sponsor of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Please, let's give it up for Vodafone Ghana. Yeah. Matter of fact, they're here. Okay. So, as Robert was acknowledging, well, I'm very sure he couldn't see most of them. I see Kwesi P. Well, Kwesi P has a mask on, and so, Kwesi, you can't hide. Please give us a wave. Thank you very much. I see Lyrical Joe, Rapper of the Year. LJ, shall we see you, please? Thank you. Right. I see Kwesi P's manager, Ifya Papebi, radio presenter. Ifya, give us a wave. Thank you. Who else do I see? I see Gambo, Unsung Artist of the Year. Nice, Gambo. Now I've seen Ludwig Jr. Ludwig is a Ghanaian living in the UK. Hi, Ludwig. Give us a wave. Thank you. Martinez is a pundit. Hi, Martinez. All right, thank you very much. Who else? Please, all protocol observed. Okay. Oh, I've seen Famia. Oh, okay. Nice. Trust. Okay. All protocol observed. So if I have not mentioned, please forgive me. So we'll be having presentations, but for now, let me quickly invite Head of SME from Vodafone Ghana, Alfred Nazer, to give us his presentation. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please let's give it up for Alfred.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocol observed. This afternoon, Vodafone Ghana, we are here to share with you one of our products we launched early last year. And as a matter of fact, it's targeted at people like you and I, businesses. So this afternoon, I will walk you through our product called Too Much Business. Most of you will be familiar with our existing products called Too Much Data, where you have enough data for your browsing and other activity on our network. Based on this proposition, we launched Too Much Business. And Too Much Business basically provides our business partners or our small businesses, large corporate businesses, the flexibility to create their own data packages and also voice packages that suits the needs of their businesses. Too Much Business is a mobility package tailored to fit for each artist or small businesses and allow them to remain connected to our network. It is also the most ideal voice and data package currently in the markets, the most affordable packages in the market. It is presently the industry #1 when it comes to products in the telco space. It gives the customer flexibility in terms of your SMS, your voice, and data for driving your businesses. Now, one may ask, are we giving our customers or our businesses the power to choose the packages they want? The answer is yes. We have empowered our business customers to embrace mobility confidently, and in doing so, benefit from improved employee communication and also increase their efficiency and productivity. You all admit that communication is key to every relationship, and you have a business and you don't have proper communication skills, or also lay down data packages for your customers or your clients. Sometimes it could affect how you transact your business. Both small and large businesses, people who have their own home offices or offices in their small space. One may ask, is Too Much Business limited only to SMEs? No. This product is designed purposely for businesses. So SMEs, large corporates, big corporates, any customer or every business with a minimum of three staff. If you have a 3-staff business, you can roll up to this product package. The benefits of this product is you have enough data, enough voice, and also enough SMS. Compared to you having your own line and buying data either through the scratch card or through Vodafone Cash, too much business, if you subscribe to it, gives you extra benefits. So we have what we call the close user group. So if I pick my senior brother Rex and maybe the other 3 gentlemen sitting close to him, they can communicate among themselves for free. That is what we call the closed circuit user group. So among your staff, minimum 3 people, you can subscribe. And when you communicate to each other, it's like you are communicating intercom. So no charges associated with that. And that is the number 1 benefit. One may ask, how can you subscribe to this package? How can you subscribe to this package? All you need to do is just pick your phone and dial start and send to 050-777-9000. 050-777-9000. And we'll get you an SMS, and one of our agents will call you for us to sign you up. You can also email us at vodafonebusiness.gh@vodafone.com. I repeat, vodafonebusiness.gh@vodafone.com. And with as low as 5 Ghana cedi, you can subscribe to this package. You can subscribe to this package. And with the 5 Ghana cedi, these are the benefits you get. You get 600 minutes on net. So when you call any Vodafone to Vodafone line, within that 5 Ghana cedi, you get 600 minutes of airtime. You also get 30 minutes of off net. So you call other network 30 minutes. And you get 300 megabytes of data. 300 megabytes of data. And you also get, finally, 500 SMS. 500 SMS. So if you compare this to your normal subscription you have currently with Vodafone or any other network, this particular package or product gives you extra you wouldn't get in any of the markets. Now, the question one may ask, why too much business? Why did we introduce too much business? Too much business was introduced to support our SMEs and corporate customers. You all agree with me that SMEs form vast majority of companies in the country. They also represent the very fabric of our society, and they contribute greatest percentage to our economic growth. We therefore consider it our responsibility to find ways to support our businesses. Hence, the need for us to introduce this product. Too much business for our SMEs or corporate customers gives consumers and our customers the great experience, whilst also boosting their online presence, working force, and also driving their virtual collaboration and enhancing productivity. We introduced this product during the pandemic. We realized that a lot of people had challenges. We had limited resources to spend, so we introduced this product to support and also cushion our SMEs and our corporate customers. And this has come to stay. So this afternoon, I urge you all, if you haven't subscribed yet, I urge you all to subscribe to Too Much Business. Finally, as the leading enterprise service provider in the country, we have made it our objective to drive the digital business and transformation agenda for all businesses in the country. I will encourage all of you to subscribe. You can also go to any of our retail shops and our retail agents would readily assist you to subscribe to these products. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Alfred. Well, I'm also delighted to say that Vodafone, of all the networks in Ghana, Vodafone is the only network that if you send cash, you don't pay any attraction, you don't pay any fee, apart from e-levy. Now and there. And now and there. Where there will be here. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Well, in case you've just joined us, well, some of our friends are also watching us. We are live on Facebook. The Ghana Music Awards Facebook page, we are live. And so we are streaming the program live on Facebook. Please, if you have Facebook, you can also share so that our dear friends can also watch. Okay, I see Iona, musician Iona Rainey. I see Zion Felix. Blogger Zion Felix. And ladies and gentlemen, just walking in the Honorable Minister, Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Marco Kekumante. Please, let's acknowledge his presence. Thank you. Honorable, welcome. Yes. Right. Moving on. So you just heard, Honorable, you missed slightly. Alfred just spoke on driving business growth through team collaboration with the best mobile plan for your employees. Right. So let's move on. And let me welcome on stage my big brother, Mr. Rex Rodosuma, for Rex Omar to present on behalf of GAMRO. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's give it up for Rex Omar.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister of State, Mr. Marco Kekumante, fellow colleagues, President of Musiga, all protocols observed. This afternoon, I'm happy and I'm very elated that at least Charterhouse has been able to organize this platform that enables us to speak about the music industry and then the creative industry as a whole. I will zero my presentation to music and even zero it down to collective management. Ghana as a country started collective management from the 85s. Then it was called COSGA. It was a quasi-government institution. So it was like all the rights of creative works, i.e. music, film, literary works, whatever, put together, administered by civil servants. That is the Copyright Office. And it got to a point, some of us started advocating that, no, these are private rights, so we can't allow government to administer private rights. It is our property, so government should create the enabling environment and allow us, the private owners of our rights, to manage it. And as time went on, we succeeded. So the new copyright law, the one that was established in 2005, came to repeal the COSGA law and brought in the new copyright law that gave birth to 3 CMOs. The one for literary work is called Copy Ghana. So they deal with book, magazines, newspapers, people who write books or write scripts and poems and all that. And then the second one was ASOG, that is Audiovisual Rights of Ghana. That deals with audiovisuals, so for films and music videos and whatnot, anything that has to do with audiovisual. The third one was for music, that is Ghana Music Rights Organization, GAMRO. Now, when we started, elsewhere, when you start an organization of this nature, they give you maybe 3 to 5 years. that all the monies you collect, use it to set up structure, logistics, and everything before you start distribution. But unfortunately, this did not happen to us. As soon as the organization was set up, and mind you, this is a private organization that is being regulated by the Ministry of Justice, so you are being given 5-year license. So if you don't go strictly according to the law, they will seize your license. And the law says the money that you don't have, when you start work, any money you get, you can't use more than 30% for administration, for everything. The rest distributed to the owners. That is how Gamro started. No office, no vehicle, nothing, no staff. But then go and collect. But when you collect, don't spend more than 30%. So if you get 10 cedis, you have to use only 3 cedis. Yet you needed staff, you needed vehicles, you needed software systems that will make your work efficient. Secondly, elsewhere, there are laws that protect the payment of music usage, i.e., if a radio station or TV station uses music, they are being charged based on the duration. So, for example, if a music is played for 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, the money that the radio stations or the users are paid is based on the duration the music is used. We don't have that in Ghana. Ghana, they play the music and they pay you what they want. So what we've been dealing with is, we call something a blanket license. For example, when you build a new house and you don't have a meter for water, you use the water anyway, but the Ghana Water Company will give you a blanket bill to pay, just like electricity. So that is where we are now. We go to the radio stations and we negotiate with them. Sometimes we have categorized them, so, okay, we check your reach, where you are operating from, because you can't charge a multimedia or, say, Asempa or Hit the same amount of money you charge some radio station operating from Nkoko somewhere. It doesn't work that way. So we have categorized them, category A, B, C, and then we go negotiate with them on a blanket fees that they pay. And whatever you get, you use only 30%. Here is the situation where when the music is used, according to law, the radio stations must, by law, log, because these days nobody even using CD players. They are all playing through their computers. So the law says, log the music you are using and then send the returns to Gamro. But they don't. And the reason why most of them don't, because they believe that when they log and send the returns, based on the returns, we will charge them. So they don't do it. So the monies that they've given you, even to distribute the money is a wahala. Because you've given me, say, 100,000. Whose music did you use that based on that you gave me the 100,000? So who should I give the money to? Unlike other countries, the money will come with the name of the owners attached. So all you do, you take your 30% and you distribute the money pro rata to who the money belongs to. That is not what we have in Ghana. So initially, the first 2 years of Gamro's, or 3 years of Gamro's operation, when Kodjontwi was the president, we consulted CSAC, which is the mother body of all CMOs, and they advised us that, okay, in third world countries, when you start some of these things, you use categorization as to whose music has been in use for such a long time, and then how many albums they have, and so and so and so. And then we started using that. But it's not the best. Because somebody may have 10 albums, but the music is not being used. And somebody must have a single, may have a single, and it's a hit. So you cannot say, because he has 10 albums, that is on the shelf, and the person who have made a hit right now and his music is all over the place, you are going to give all the money to the person who has 10 albums, and then neglect the one whose music is in use. So it is not fair. So our preoccupation was to find solutions to this. Yes, there are solutions. There are technologies. There are systems that other countries are using that we can also use. But they don't come free. They come with some serious cost attached to it. You need a front office system that will allow the musicians or the right owners to log in, to apply for membership, and to fill something that we call split sheet. Because please allow me to explain something small so you understand what we are going through. GAMRO does not deal with musicians. GAMRO deals with right owners. So, for example, Okreku Mante owns Sleep Music. He's a publisher. Okreku Mante has written a song. He's not a singer. But Okreku Mante gives the song to Rex Omar to sing. The fact that Rex Omar is an artist, has a voice, and has gone to studio to record a Okreku Mante's song does not make Rex Omar the owner of the song. Okreku Mante is the owner of the song. But when you go and buy the CD, you see the name Rex Omar. So when the music is played on radio or on television, or the music is used anyway, anyhow, the money that GAMRO collects is not for Rex Omar. The money that GAMRO collects is for the owner, the writer, and the publisher. But in Ghana, we erroneously think that the fact that somebody's music has been played on radio, the money belongs to that person. Sometimes one song is being written by 3-4 different people. If they haven't filled the split sheet to give GAMRO the information as to who are the owners of this song, somebody may be the owner of the lyrics. Somebody may be the owner of the music. For example, somebody writes, Danase, Daunyamiase, on paper. If he brings it to you, it's just a letter or a poem or something. At that particular time, it's not a song. Then somebody also picks a violin and play a melody. That is the song. When you put the lyrical content into that melody, it becomes that is the song. And when this becomes a song, we call it a work. So the person who wrote the lyric and the person who created the music, both of them become the owner of the song. And this, in copyright, we call it the work. This work must be coded. I'm going through this so you understand the difficulties we go through as GAMRO. This thing becomes a work, and it must be coded with something that we call ISWC, International Standard Recording Code. So, the parties that own the intellectual property of that composition, they may not be necessarily the same people who have rights on the recorded sound. So you put all these people together and fill something that we call a split sheet that suggests who owns what. So that when the money is being collected, it is distributed to the rightful owners. Now, the difficulty GAMRO is finding is the money comes in, no split sheet, no information, and the money is shared anyhow. When I went to GAMRO, that is what I went to meet. We did not raise our hands in despair. We started working. Now, by the grace of God, GAMRO have all these codes. GAMRO have a split sheet. Where we are now is for us to do things like this. The music owners, the record companies, and the label owners, and the musicians and the writers themselves must understand that when you write a song, when you go to studio to record, you must fill your split sheet and bring it to GAMRO. You can download it online, fill it, and bring it to GAMRO. Because all over the world, if your music is not coded and is being played anywhere in the world, it goes to somewhere we call a black box. You will never receive the money. It will not come to GAMRO. It is not GAMRO's fault, it is your fault. Because when you buy a car and you don't register it, you don't license it, it's like it's a car, but it's illegal. So when the music is being used anywhere, your money goes to black box. Now, Gamro has crossed that level. As difficult as things may be, we are moving. We have actually signed an agreement with some third-party company that is logging for us, but it's not enough. If you remember our last distribution, for the first time in the history of collective management, we were able to distribute money based on logs. And for the first time, somebody received 30,000, 20,000, whatever. It has never happened before. Before the last distribution, the highest money anybody has ever received in Gamro or Kosga was 3,400 or 3,200, the highest. So it is a movement in the right direction, but it's not, we still have a lot of work to do. We are looking forward to get a system that will take away the human intervention so that when the logs comes in, whatever money we have been able to collect, we feed the system with the amount, and the system automatically will distribute the money pro rata and generate the statement, so that when we give you 2 cedis, the system will tell you how you got 2 cedis. When somebody gets 50,000, the system will tell you how and why you got 50,000, so that somebody will not come and say, oh, and then I have 3 albums and I have 10 albums, and why did you give this and we didn't give that? For me not to waste your time, I want you to understand that Ghana is a developing country. PRS, GEMA, ASCAP, some of these people, they've run for over 150 years. We just started. I am not saying it should take us 150 years, but if we put ourselves together, we can move far faster. We don't have the money it takes. As we are sitting here right now, there is a gentleman sitting in front amongst you who will be able to even provide us these softwares that we need. But trust me, it's not cheap. And you yourself, your whole collection is something $25,000 a month. Will it be justifiable to spend $20,000 to pay for a system that you are going to use to distribute 5,000? No. So, yes, we have not been supported by government. It is our own monies, your own monies that we are getting, the 30% that we are moving around trying to make things work. But it's working gradually. So I'm appealing to you that instead of you to use other platforms to lambast your own organization, use the same platform, come around, find out the problems, and help for all of us to solve it. Because I'm one of you, at my peak as an artist, because of the same problem, I decided to put my career behind the scenes and go in to help fix the system. One of our major problems has been communication. It is not as if we did not know we have to communicate, but we did not have the money to employ the professionals to help us communicate scientifically and effectively. Who are we communicating to? First, our members don't know. Second, the users don't know. Third, the general public don't know. And we have members that I can say that 70% are semi-illiterates. Even sometimes distribution, when the money has gone, somebody will travel from Kumasi to Accra just to come and say he has not received this money. Then you ask him, go check your wallet. Oh, Chairman, I didn't get any message. Please check your wallet. By the time you help the person to check the wallet, the money is in. Sometimes you are sending a message to invite them to come for something like this. You have 10 people calling you. Oh, Chairman, I got some message. Sikana ready now. He did not read the message. So long as he's gotten a message, Sikana ready. Something I will call prime users. Prime users are people whose operation is solely based on music. Because you are running radio stations. What are you going to use to run the radio station? Either it's a talk station or you play music. Most of these people don't pay, Yet they will give the platform to musicians to lambast the organizations that are supposed to pay. They are supposed to pay to. How do you communicate with them? You don't want to antagonize them. The law does not also give us the mandate or the power to say close down a radio station. So a radio station uses music. The only thing you can do is take him to court. And in our courts, you go there 5 years before you settle one case. So these are some of the bottlenecks. But this is not to raise our hands. This is not to raise our hands in despair. We've gone a long way. And the future is very, very bright. Last month, our CEO traveled to Kenya for something that we call to meet some of the CMOs around the African continent. And Gamro isn't doing bad at all. In fact, we're, I think, the third or fourth country. Because Kenya, they collected $250,000 and they were able to distribute only $20,000. So their license has been seized. Gamro is not doing that. We are going forward. Hopefully, in the next 2 months or so, we are going to distribute, and I'm sure that people are even going to get higher monies. But this is not to say we are still at, say, 40%. We still have a lot of work to do until we are able to collect something like, say, 10 million or 20 million and distribute for people to start to get 500,000, 600,000. We are not there yet. And it is possible. Why am I saying so? Because if you remember, there's something that we call blanket levy. That government, there was a law that government was collecting 20% levy on all recordable items like CDs, cassette, and pen drives to compensate the piracy. So the monies were being distributed to 3 CMOs. And now the law has become obsolete because who brings in CD? Who brings in cassette? So monies that were supposed to sometimes collect 5 million, 6 million, and so now the last money that is coming is 100,000 Ghana cedis. Because the items that must be brought to be levied, nobody is bringing it. And we are not sleeping. Through government, we are changing the law. It's gone through first phase, second phase, third phase, and we are adding all smartphones, all iPads, extended hard drives, decoders. In fact, the items are many. And I know that when this LI is passed, it's going to raise the levy to another level, but it's not going to be easy. It is yet to go to the parliament. And when it goes to parliament, we have to be prepared that people are going to fight because nobody wants to pay. And these are the areas that we have to be ready. And when they start the fight, we face them in parliament. It shouldn't be Rexoma, it should be all of us, because that is where our bread and butter will come from. And as all these things are going on, we are still maneuvering. Thanks to the minister, he's been pushing, he's been also fighting. Last 2 months, he sent me some people from France, some white guys. They came, spoke to us, trying to find ways to help us. He has done that 3 times. We are hoping that very soon something will come out of it to at least help us to be able to get some of the systems that will help us to operate transparently so that I can also go back to play my music. Thank you very much.
Well, Uncle Rex, please don't leave yet. Please don't leave yet. Thank you very much. With due respect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would want us to have a small or a short Q&A. If you have any question, there are 2 microphones, one to the left and one to the right. So here, Uncle Rex, I would like to pave the way in case anyone wants to ask questions. For now, you made mention of artists not getting what they are due. I'm reading an article here, and I would want to ask you a question. Do artists get paid when their songs are played on the radio? And, again, how much is due them per airplay?
Thank you very much.
Please, before you answer, these are the microphones. So, in case you're wondering, here is one, and we have the other to the right. Please, if you want to ask a question, kindly walk forward step forward and you can use it. Thank you. Please.
Yeah, as I said, yes, artists get paid when their music is being used on radio, but it's not based on how much. Because we don't have a law in Ghana that stipulates payment based on usage. So as I said, we cannot say that, oh, when your music is played 1 hour or 5 minutes or 1 second, you get so much. We are not there yet because that is not how we collect our monies. So what we do is, so long as your music is played, and if we are sharing based on categories, if you have been a member for more than 6 months, you get something. But right now, we are gradually moving from that system. Actually, the last distribution we did, we decided to, look, we have 3,116 people whose music is not active in the system. And they are majority in Gamu. And we have 138 people whose music is active. So imagine that money that actually belongs to over 138 people, we are going to share it to 3,000 plus people. It's not fair. So last distribution, we decided that, okay, if we have 10 CDs, for us not to disturb the system and create problems, we are sharing 40% based on logs and 60% based on everybody. And that is how people got 31,000 and plus. The next distribution, we are shifting, we are going maybe 60-40. 60 for the people whose music is being in the system and our logs, and people whose music are not in. We will do it gradually till we come to zero. By the time we come to zero, we may or we will have had the system that also generates the statements, so that if you don't receive money, it's because your music has not been used. There are some monies that comes, for example, somebody will ask, my music is not being played on radio, but my music is being played in the funerals and parties. How do you protect that? That is the reason why there will always be a certain percentage that will be distributed for everybody, so that it compensates. And at the end of the day, scientifically, the music that have most airplay ends up being the music that is being played in the club. The music that have a lot of play in the club or airplay ends up being the music that is being played at the funerals and parties. It is scientific. That is how it works all over the world. So, your answer is no. We don't pay based on the duration. I cannot tell you that when your music is played 1 minute, we'll give you that much. We will get there, but it must come with a legislation. Thank you very much.
Uncle Rex, since no one is coming forth, please get closer to the mic. I know this is going to be a heated session. I just got reminded that I'm not on radio. So, when I'm on radio, I ask questions. And here, I'm forced to do same. But you mentioned that some of the payments were made by logging. Some of them were paid by logging, to the extent that some of the musicians even were paid as much as 31,000. If that's the case, my question here is, how were they recorded? And which radio stations were logging? How were they logged? That's number one. Number two, if that system is successful enough, why don't we adapt it and follow suit by asking all radio stations to follow suit, so that we will all go home satisfied or happy?
Thank you very much. As I was giving my presentation, I said we have engaged a third-party company based in Ireland, and they are currently logging 134 radio stations, especially those who are also online. They are being logged. So currently, as I stand here, they are being logged, and our projection is to, at the end of the year, log 300 radio stations. So the logs are there. The difficulty is, as the logs are coming in, we have to manually collate. So we have the licensing department that they are always getting the logs, and they are doing the collation, who gets what. And this is what we want to get, a technology, a software to do that so that we take away the human intervention. So that's how come we are able to do what we did. And the logs that we got, as I said, the money we got, we used only 40% to distribute based on the logs. So we hope that we will go forward and then the rightful owners will get their monies.
Okay, thank you. Please, I'm Jeffrey. Right. Please, what of the gospel musicians? Most of their songs are being played in churches. What's the plan to get them something from that end too?
Thank you very much. So far as I'm concerned, when you go to any music shop and you are going to buy an instrument, there is nothing like gospel guitar or gospel piano or gospel keyboard. Music is music. When you go to studio to record, the engineer will not say, oh, because you are coming to do gospel, I'm charging you low. So music is music. What makes it gospel? I mean, it's the lyrical content that makes it gospel. So the church is one you're talking about. Church is a public place. The law says that any music that is being used in a public place must be paid for. So if a copyrighted music is used in the church, they have to pay. Some of them have started paying anyway, and the more will have to follow suit. But sometimes it's also the attitude of the gospel musicians. So guys, we are doing a Radia Juma, but the pastor who is preaching is also doing a Radia Juma, but he's being paid. So sometimes when Gamro goes to the churches, you have the very musicians you are going to protect fighting you. And this must stop. A profession is a profession. So leave us to do our work to protect you. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
So,
Mr.
please,
Chairman.
if you mention your name, you mention where you're from. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Steven Forson. I'm an IT person, and I'll tell you, I've been operating for about 12 years, developing softwares, sometimes very sensitive softwares in this country. And this is my experience. Most often, we are in this country, and anytime we need software, we rush outside to bring white people and foreigners to develop softwares for us. And when there is a problem, we look within, look for local content, and always there will be a problem because developing software, learning how to code is different, and developing a software is a different thing. You need a software developer who understands you, so that after the software is developed, the software is not different from the way you understand your work. I'm sure, Uncle Resoma, you know what you want to do already. It's not a software developer who is come to teach you your job. So we sit down with you, we listen to the way you want to handle your industry, and then we develop a software that is tailor-made for the Ghana problem, because Ghana problem is different from Ireland problem. This is how we understand our music industry. Can we build a system that is for Ghana, that the Ghanaians who are going to use it understand it, that it won't be as if they are going to learn a whole new system. Then because they can't learn that new system well, that software becomes obsolete, which happens in most of the industries, in fact, most of the government agencies and industries in this country. I want to find out from you, have we tried to look for local content, someone who will sit down with you, and then you tell them what exactly you want to be built for you so that we can use it, instead of going for a foreigner who will come and build a system, and when they are done, they are gone. And anytime you have a problem, you bring them in, you have to take care of their hotel bills, they are feeding, and then you pay them expatriate fees. And because you cannot do that, most often the system you paid so much for becomes obsolete. You cannot use it anymore. But if the people who built it are here with you, they are there with you, you continue to maintain it and all that. Building the software is just 40% of the job. Now maintenance takes care of the 60%. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your question, the first answer is yes. We've tried two Ghanaian companies. One was called Kisima, and second was called Good Music. You know, and anybody who knows me very well is I'm Ghanaian through and through. I'll give any opportunity to a Ghanaian first. And the doors are still open. The problem is, anybody that hears the name Gamro thinks Sikawo. So they come with some huge figures. And I'm talking about the Ghanaians. The thing is, yes, if you are ready to listen to us and to do what we want to grow with us, Sikano Beba. But when you come and call some huge figures that we don't have, it creates a problem. And let me make a correction. Yes, Gamro is operating from the soil of Ghana. It's a Ghanaian organization. But it is not operating in a vacuum. We have something that we call reciprocal agreements that we sign with other countries so that their systems should be able to interface with our systems. So, for example, Britain has collected, say, 100,000 pounds for Ghana. Ghana has collected 50,000 pounds for Britain. The system must be able to check and balance itself. Just like the banks, the way the banks work. You see, so yes, we are ready. The doors are open. Kisima came. Their system was to log airplay. It will tell you the title of the song and the title of the artist and when it was played. That's not what Gamro is looking for. Gamro needs far much more than that. So we sat with them. We gave them 6 months. Go and see if you can do something. They came later to tell us that, no, our system is too complicated. And the time they are spending and the money that they are supposed to get, it's like we're wasting their time. Good Music also came, the same thing. Their systems are good, but it's fit for specific purpose. For example, if a record label has paid DJs to play their music, you can use to monitor whether the DJ played it or not. It's perfect for that. But Gamro needs far much more than that. Gamro needs, after you've given me the log, if I impute the amount of money I've collected, can the system distribute the money based on the information pro rata and generate the statement so that I can give to the rightful owners? That is what we are looking for. The system must use metadata. What is a metadata? Abiba. It's a hip-hop high life. It is a slow tempo. This is the BPI. It is written by Rex Omar and Andy Dusty. The music was composed by Bessa Simons. It was published by so and so. All this information must be there. Because when you feed the information, the system knows the percentage as to how it should distribute the money. It is internationally standard. So we are not going to reinvent any wheels. Yes, so if you are ready to listen to us, we will be more than grateful to work with you and to grow with you. So that at the end of the day, when the millions starts coming in, you will also enjoy. For example, we signed an agreement with a Capasso in South Africa. When the money comes, it comes with the names attached. So you cannot take slave music's money, and when it comes, it tells you, Kwame Eugene, the artist owns that much. The record label owns that much. This information is there. So you cannot, if, say, Kwame Eugene works with Slip, Kiddy works with Slip, Miss V was with Slip, Miss B money will go to Miss B, Kwame Eugene's money goes to Kwame Eugene, Kiddy's money will go to Kiddy, but all of them's money, which comes to the recorded stamp, will go to Slip. It is that complicated. So yes, we are ready to listen to everybody. I'll be happy for us to have a homegrown system so that we are in charge of our own system. So we are always open. Thank you.
Right. Next. Please go ahead, sir.
My name is Odikro Clinton from Tema, a musician. Some months ago, I went to Musica to renew my card. And then I met a guy there. I told him I want to be a member of Gamro.
Please speak up.
I'm a musician, Odikro Clinton. Some months ago, I went to Musica to renew my card. And I met a guy there, and I asked him, I want to be a member of Gamro. He told me I have to have full album before I can become a member. So I'm asking Uncle whether it is true.
You don't have to have a full. If you have a song and the song has been released and has been played on radio for more than 6 months, you can come and register the song. Because you see, the only way Gamro gets money is when your music is being used. We have a problem where there's so many people who have found their way in Gamro's register, even though their music is not in the system. He goes to studio to record a demo and he's registered as Gamro member because of where we are coming from. And these are the people who make the most noise. Because to them, I've gone to studio, I've recorded, I'm a member of Gamro, so I have to get royalties. It doesn't work that way anywhere in the world. And this is what has created a problem where you collect 10 CDs, you have to share 10 CDs to 3,000 plus people, whereas the money actually is owned by only 100 and something people. So we are gradually getting rid of these things. That is why for now, before you be registered as a member of Gamro, you have to prove to us that your music has been used. It is released, it is published, it is being used before we can register you. So, yes, but most of them are not here. They are stars. When the problem comes, then they complain. You see, there are so many of them, they don't understand that for you to even get a proper international collaborations and get what is due you, you have to, one way or the other, belong to a CMO. Even if you don't want to join Gamro, come and tell us, oh, I'm a member of Suiza, I'm a member of ASCAP, I'm a member of so that when your money is ready, it can be sent there. As I stand, we have Sarkodie's money sitting in Gamro. He has not assigned to Gamro, so we can't give the money. We don't know the CMO he belongs to. So these are some of the things. And elsewhere, when the money stays there for some time, it goes to the black box. So these are the
compositions that we do in the studio. Everything is basically now being done by the producers or the beat makers. Artists go to these beat makers or producers, do the music and all that. Then after it is being released, you will see that the producer doesn't get a recognition because that same producer plays the drum, the bass, everything. And when they go to register, most of the time, those things are always collected by the artist. You know, the producer doesn't get what is due them. What is the mechanism at Gamro that really scrutinize all these things for the producers or the beat makers to also get their due? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Most of the Ghanaian producers, you are much more interested in doing the show without the business. So the thing is, every producer of a sort, and if you have a studio, you go to Gamro online. The split sheet is there. Download some of the split sheets, put in your studio. If an artist come and say, give me a beat, I say, Master, fail it. Because you are the guy creating the beat, it presupposes that you are actually composing the song. So if the artist comes with his lyrics, there is a space for the creator and a space for the lyrics, there's a space for the arranger. You fill all these forms, you sign, the artist sign, and you bring the form to Gamro. When you do that, the artist cannot come and tell Gamro that I own the song. And some of you also got greedy. I know studios that artists go there, producer will say, hey, I'll charge you 5,000 per song. It presupposes that you are working like a session man. You are creating the beat, so you are taking 5,000. So when he pays you the 5,000 and pays the instrumentalist and whatever, at the end of the day, you can't go back and say, oh, I own shares. The most important thing that when the artists come, let the artist know that in my studio, I charge so much per section. If I'm supposed to be the producer, I'll create the beat. I will take my rights so that you fill the form. It's kind of some kind of an agreement form between you and the artist. Then it's submitted to Gamro. Whenever money comes out of that song, That is how the money will be distributed. So these are the reasons why I am very happy for this thing. As I said, Gamro has now engaged a professional marketing team that are putting a marketing and communication strategy together so that we will be communicating effectively and then have small meetings like this. I'm looking forward where we will all understand these things, and as Ghanaians, we create our own sound so that we can take advantage with the African music boom. Thank you.
Okay. I'm correct. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
My name is Caleb. I work with the Media General Group. Please, I would want to find out from you. So whilst you were speaking, I heard you say you don't receive support from government. Along the line, you said government is helping you change a certain law to absorb other storage systems so you could collect more. Is that not part of the support you want? Or you want government to actually take care of the logging system, which Honorable Marco Mante in 2018 said government intends acquiring it for you and Gambo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me frame my presentation properly. I was talking about not support, financial support. Because as we were set up and we were not given a capital, and the law binds us from using the monies we are collecting to set up, all these difficulties we are finding, actually, if government has said, okay, collect for 3 years or 4 years and use the money to set up before you distribute, we wouldn't have had this problem. But we didn't have that opportunity, and in so doing, if we are to move very fast, government may have to give us some financial support. Either they give us the cash or they help us pay for some of the services. If somebody says, I'm going to provide you 10-key solution, but I'll charge you 30,000 per month. If government can say, okay, let us calculate and pay for 5 years for you, so by the time you finish the 5 years, you'll be on your own feet to continue paying. That is a kind of support. And until we have that, all our good intentions and whatever, we will get them, but it will be very slow, painfully very slow. And that is why I'm happy that not any other person, but our own industry person, a publisher, a promoter, is not the deputy minister. Charlie, I go day your top. Clickman, so you have to do something before you die. Thank you very much, yes.
I would like to take one more, a final question, please.
Uncle Rex, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Last year I rant and I can see some solutions. So I'm grateful. And I'm also grateful to the minister for the advice. So as a way forward, I have 3 ways forward, which I noticed throughout the year. The number 1 is around events. I was in Kwau, Ekopon, and some other events. I do events across Ghana. So one of the things I noticed, especially in Kwau, your men just walking, disturbing us whilst we are trying to make money. Please, humbly, try either you let us pay before the day of the event, come around, the municipal assembly, everybody that we pay money to, they collect their money before we start the event. And also you see a lot of posters. The ministry or the year of return office have started something around bring your event and all the stuff. If you see those calendars, come and collect your money. We will pay. Because the artists, because we pay some artists who come perform for us. Some DJs also we pay. Live band also we pay. So you two, you come and collect. It's becoming addict. Try find a way, when you build a software, or ask before you build a software, try find a way to sort yourself out in between that.
Thank you. Let me, your question is very important, and let me give a little bit of education here. When you engage an artist and you pay the artist, it is called, we are collecting for the usage of the song the artist is coming to perform, because the fact that the artist is coming to perform those songs does not necessarily mean the songs belongs to him.
Okay.
He can come and play other people's songs and collect the money that you have paid him, put in his pocket and go. What about the people who owns the song? So you them. As an event organizer, it's as if you are telling me that I'm going to do a demonstration and then why is it that police wait for me to finish the demonstration, start the demonstration before they come and ask me my permission? You yourself as an event organizer, you should first and foremost have a license with GAMRO. And if you know you are going to do an event, you can even come and say, GAMRO, I have an account with you. I pay money on deposit. Because every event you do, our officers come there, they check the venue, they check the number of people, the seating capacity, and change a percentage based on that, and the money will be distributed pro rata to the people whose songs were used. Okay. So, if you don't want any disturbance, come to GAMRO, open an account, deposit something in your company's name, so every year you can do balances with GAMRO, and nobody will touch you. Some companies do that. We don't have a problem with Charterhouse, because they know that they do event all the time. We have never chased Charterhouse, because they do what is right. So it is about time that all of us in the industry must understand how the game is played. We want you to do more events so that our musicians will get job. But do it right way so that nobody comes and disturb you. Thank you very much.
Well noted. My second one, the social media. Me, the artists I promote, I pay social media to help me promote it. I pay other people, including TikTokers. Does GAMRO have a way also when my music get there that is making the waves? I can make money through that social media. Is GAMRO collecting something from there? Then the last one, the street. Especially this year, I've taken note of a lot of pen drives, CDs, and so forth on the streets. The boys are selling it. They are selling it seriously. What is GAMRO doing about it? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anti-piracy is not the job of GAMRO. Anti-piracy is the job of the Copyright Office of Ghana, which is a state institution. GAMRO's mandate is simple. Go and collect for music usage and give the money to its rightful owners, period. So GAMRO can one way or the other help, support for anti-piracy, but it's not our core mandate. If you go to the global market, there is a company, organization called IFPI. It's an amalgamation of record companies and record labels. They to fight this. It's not GAMRO. But yes, you are right. When I became the chairman of GAMRO, I had a brilliant idea that we could have used to turn a bad situation to a good one. Okay, the music is in the system. The general public wants the music. There is no CD. There is no cassette. How many Ghanaians have access to credit card that they can download music online? Most of them don't even know how to do it. And they want the music. So it creates a vacuum for the young people to get laptops, to download the music and make money out of it. After all, there's no job. So instead of raising your hands in despair and cry, why don't we turn it to a business venture? Why can't the Producers Association get together? And at least there should be a software so you can actually register all these guys, brand them, so that when the music comes, there is the laptop and it's downloaded and whatever. So each music they give out, they take some percentage, they bring the percentage to. There's a business model that I created, but it's not the job of GAMRO. You know, and there's too much burden on GAMRO that I cannot do everything. So it is a serious issue that is being discussed around the clock. But as we are saying, most of the organizations in the music industry in Ghana are most of them not viable, not structured, a whole lot of problems, i.e. Musica, i.e. GAPI, who is supposed to be the phonograph, the equivalent of IFPI. So there's a lot of issues in the system. So let us try to brighten the corner where we are. I understand you. Last 2 weeks we had a lengthy meeting with the Copyright Office in relation to this anti-piracy thing. So things will happen, but it takes the actual record labels who are actually investing their money to be able to deal with this. Your last question is about the social media. You are an event organizer. What was the motive in you promoting something on social media? To promote your event. So at the end of the day, if you spend your marketing budget to go and do something on social media, of course, if TikTok or Google or whatever pays for the thing that you're promoting, the money goes to the creator of the song, not you, the event organizer. Uh-huh. Of course, they get the money. Not Musica, GAMRO. Musica is a trade union for musicians. GAMRO is a collective management organization. They are two complete different organizations. GAMRO collects and gives the money to the rightful owners. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. Well,
I have one more question, please. One more question.
We do respect. Okay.
Please.
If you can be snappy, because of time, I do not. Please go ahead.
Hi, Uncle Rex. It's me again. I wanted to find out if GAMRO collects synchronization rights or synchronization monies, fees.
Yes, GAMRO collects synchronization rights, but with synchronization fees, but with collaboration with the owner. So, for example, what is synchronization? Somebody wants to use your music as a sound for film, or soundtrack for film, or somebody wants to use your music for advert or something like that. GAMRO doesn't have the right to give a blanket license. Oh, go ahead and use it. No. GAMRO can't do that. We don't have that right. But GAMRO will contact the owner of the music and say, somebody wants to use your music for A, B, and C. How much do you want? Sometimes the owner may not be there. So what we do, we will ask the user not to deny our member the money. We ask the user that pay money on our account, and then later you can negotiate with the rightful owner. Yes, so we collect for our members. But that is the way we go about it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's give it up for Matimo. Well, time is fast spent, and we have a lot to discuss today. Well, I guess you've just joined us. You're watching us on Facebook. We are live on the Ghana Music Awards Facebook page. Welcome to the VGMA National Music Summit. At this point, I want to invite the Honorable Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Honorable Marco Krekumante.
Greetings. Hello. I want us to have a conversation instead of a speech. And I'm going to yes. And I'm sure you know why. Because I was here a few months ago. You didn't get that, eh? A few months ago, I was with you. I'm actually 1 year in office. Exactly June. And so, Menyera Bebre is her. Is that Rex Omar's daughter? I have seen you. Yes. Before I begin whatever I have for you, good. I would want to say something. Just as an advice to the young ones or the younger ones. Years ago, the GAMRO you find today was called COSGA. And I was about the little one amongst them. Charles Samoa, the late Kuja Akwai, Rex Omar, sometimes Zab Mallet. And then the agenda to have things change started. We wanted to take the quasi-government organization called COSGA into our own hands and manage our own business. I remember some of the things we said. We said that government should give us our own COSGA at the time because we were capable of managing our own business. True or false? Rex, today we've all agreed. We are saying government should give us money. It's not easy. Oh. Today, I was the one saying, oh, we can manage our own business. My other brother is on the other side. Rexma is saying, no, government must give us money. And I represent government today. It's kind of way. People have fought to get to where we are today. Some of you do not know the history. We've had Coca. We've had Gamops. We have had Amro, and it was out of Amro that gave birth to Gamro. Gas Cap, we've had Gas Cap too. And so let's appreciate some of the seniors you find in this room. I see the Musica president, note, acting. Mr. Besser Simons. Board chair for Gamro, Mr. Rex Umar. Francis Doku, GM, Media General. I see my brother Alfred. He's from Vodafone. And so I would thank you for this invite. I'm thanking the organizers, Charterhouse, VGMA, and then sponsored by Vodafone. I am thanking them because we need these, unless, of course, you want to disagree with me. Unfortunately, the in-quote celebrities will not be here. But this conversation is very important. So I appreciate those of you who have spent time to be here with us. I bring you greetings from the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Dr. Awal Mohammed. He says it is important I represent him. I have been around, relatively not too young, not too old, but I've been around. In the 70s, I was born in the 70s, but I heard Nanam Pedu, late Alex Knodu. I heard CK Man, and then Papa Kofi Yankson. George Dako in the 80s, Daddy Lumba, Mr. Music Man Kojo Entry. Those of you who do not know, he started as Julius Kojo Entry. And then we came to the Natu4 in the 90s, Reggie Rockstone in the 90s, our own Nakorex. I'm saying our own because Rex is here. Nakorex represents Amanziba Nadru, Rex Umar, and then Akusia Ejapon. Late 90s, some of us came up. So we also brought artists like Dasre Jamna, Achiame, Lord Kenya, and then Obrafo. Samini. My PA actually asked me to add Samini's name. And then today we have the new kids on the block. Most of them, their names start with K. And so I call them the new kids on the block. The Kwame Eugens, the Kiddy, Kim Promise, Kelvin Boy, and the rest. Oh, Mrs. Hobson, is that you? I didn't see you. Sorry. Former president for Musica, Mrs. Hobson. Let's put our hands together for her. Music has contributed a lot to this country. Let's face it. Some of the top artists around the world lived here with us, like Fela, my South African friend, the trumpeter, Hugh Masakela. So if he was here, obviously, Makiba would definitely pass through. We've used music to brand Ghana for our tourism. We've used music to consolidate our culture. It brings some revenues. It creates jobs. And then we have kept some records through music. The first time I heard a song is by a man called Osevasco. There's a popular line in the song that goes like, Subi Night Club. Oh, I said, what's that? They said, oh, it was a popular club years ago, and it was called Subing Night Club. Yes, Osevasco, yes. Yes. Most of you are using names in your music, but you do not know the value of what you're doing. It's going to be there with us for as long as the music will live, and the younger ones are going to learn from some of your storylines and then the monumental names you use in the songs. And that is why it is important to check your lyrics when you are doing some of these songs and be deliberate about them, because it is a way of protecting your culture. I've always said that the music industry has a lot of talent in Ghana, ready to compete anywhere, any day, any part of the world. True or false? But we have a cultural problem that we need to fix. That one, do you agree? Yes, sir. We have interpersonal relationship problems that we must fix. Ethics of business. People get booked to perform, they get there late. They don't find anything wrong with it. Brothers keep a record again, just to protect the rhythm. And when he gets the chance to score a goal to Asana Don Fanchao. Gratitude. People do things for people, and we struggle to just say thank you. You purchase any product from any shop in a developed country, and the last line the person or the seller will tell you is, thank you for purchasing from our shop. I hear people say that, it's not a problem because it's business. So if I do something for you and you do something for me, why should I say thank you? It is only civilized to say that thank you for bringing me business. You could have given it to someone else, but you chose me. Knowledge acquisition. A lot of the people in the art run away from anything to do with knowledge. When we have to meet like this and exchange ideas, conversate, and then brainstorm, it is difficult to find a lot of the people in the art space coming. Let Rexoma send a text message and say Merry Christmas. They will give him a coin and say, Skanabana. Collaboration. This is an industry that lives on collaboration. Years ago, in my younger days, I remember I went to say something on Payola. Francis Doku wooed me to say that thing. He was a journalist at the time at Graphic Showbiz. We went through hell for the next 2 weeks because I knew the importance of the media at the time. He was at Graphic, and so print. You can never survive as a performer without the other people in the ecosystem. And so you need each other. And so build that spirit, the team spirit. Bands, you have the singer, the guitarist, bass, lead, rhythm, drums, trumpeters. And so in every facet of the art, you can never survive without collaborations. And so the better you embrace it now, so we can all move forward. The winning attitude. Anytime the Ghanaian performer sees a foreigner, he feels the foreigner is supreme. Oh, Yandi had the SSR. No. The Ghana agenda, you should have it in mind that the talent you have is supreme. And if you do not value yourself, we value you. You are doing the music for us. And have that confidence that we value you. And so, when you meet your competitors, I'm not saying go overconfident, but make sure you also have that confidence in you that you can make it happen because you're Ghanaian. People get very comfortable in their comfort zone. After 1 or 2 hits, they're comfortable. They don't push further. They don't push harder. We need to fix that. Do you know of Gamro? Anyone in this room who knows of Gamro? Oh, yes, Gamro. Okay. Do you know Musica? Do you know ASOG? Do you know what is very common among these 3 groups? They are all in court. It shows how we've reasoned over the years as performers or as people in the creative space. And do you know why we behave like this? Trust issues. Everybody thinks that if I'm not there, then it is not right. It must be me. I know better than the other person. I'm not doing PR for Rexoma and his team, but I left Gamro years ago. I think about 9 years ago. But listen to what he just said. Against what we left, they've actually worked. Put your hands together for them. They have worked. Our computers at the time were only sending mails. Some of the things he spoke about, we had no clue. But today, they're taking all the steps to fix. When you go on your various radio platforms, TV platforms, your enemy is not the people at Gamro. Your enemy is the user, or your partner, who sometimes becomes your enemy, is the user of your product. I often hear the performers disrespect Gamro. Instead of you to stand by the people who are collecting the money for you, you instead go and fight them through the same person who is using your product and who is not paying. I do not get the mathematics in this. Maybe I need some more education. You could school me. But you have a duty to support Gamro succeed because that is where your money is. Yes, they have their flaws. Tell them, critique. But it is still your job to support Gamro to succeed. We need to also have continuity plans. You can talk to some of the artists in this country. Who is your role model? It says Jay-Z. Okay. Jay-Z. Your role model can be Jay-Z. But then who is your mentor? It says, oh, Beyonce. I mean, your mentor is supposed to be somebody you go to directly for advice and directions. When did you go to Beyonce? Mante. And it is because in our minds we must always admire somebody else. What Mr. Rexoma said. Yes, Rexoma was there. I just want to remind him of this story. And then Bessa too was there, Mr. Bessa Simons. We are going for 2020 World Cup, just like we're going to go for Qatar. 2010 World Cup, just like we're going for Qatar. And then Becca was performing. I don't know what happened, whether she rehearsed with an A.B. Crenshaw song or something went wrong and she had to perform A.B. Crenshaw, Ajwaye, Ajwaye. So, A.B. tapped me and said, I don't know if you remember, the fun park. I said, A.B., so I need to be baby as here. They don't call us. Say, hey, easy, Jim to Moses. Because Adwa has been sung by Becca already. That is why Mr. Resoma said that you must pay for the royalty for the performance, because Becca was performing a song that was by A.B. Crenshaw. So that money that you are going to pay, or Becca is asking you to pay to Becca, part of the money is going to go to A.B. Crenshaw for Becca performing the A.B. Crenshaw song. So those are some of the dynamics that we need to learn. And I understand the corporate space is cumbersome a bit. It's not logical and all of that, but let's make time. Let's study how it works. You know, I am here. Although we're having a conversation, I represent the government of the day. And so I cannot leave here without telling you what government has done and what we want to do as a government for you. President Akufo-Addo's government, the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, I'm sure you are all enjoying the digitization. Or you are not? Oh, so the streaming that you've been... in my time as a music producer, there was no streaming. No. You go to Cantamanto, even when you want to promote your CD. Today, I heard somebody on Hits FM this morning who said there's a technology that he can provide and you can. Is the person here? Oh, you're the one. You should have come 20 years ago. Because in my time, when you produce a song, the CD, you have to meet Kwame Sifakai at 5:30 at Peace FM. So you wake up and meet Kwame. Monitor every presenter. Make sure he is there. Takes your CD before you can have it played. The payola will go all right, but whether it is played in Sunyani, how would you know? So this morning, this young man got me thinking that, hey, bro, today you can sit in your room and know whether and have data on how many spots you are rolling in Sunyani, in Brekum. I would go to Kumasi, get to Kumasi at 10 p.m., continue to Doma, get to Doma around 9, distribute Doma to Techiman, get back to Kumasi at 1 a.m. Today, digitization, you sit in your room. Even the music, I hear you record by sending mails. You send the audio files. And then, Kofi, that's how it happens now. And you are saying you are not enjoying digitization. When I say digitization, you say, ow. Anidosi. Okay. I hope you not allow them to ask me questions when I'm done.
Shall we? Well, he's a minister of state, so okay, you have to. You are going to pay. Honorable, will you please allow them to ask questions? Or you are running away?
No, we will cross when we get there. So let me finish with my presentation,
Please
then we'll
ahead,
think
sir.
through. Okay. So we have also given the arts industry the creative art law. This law, Rexoma is on the NDC side. But years ago, I heard the Creative Art Council from people like Rexoma when we were younger. And so we fought and got the Creative Art Council. Again, President Akufo-Addo said that the council will also be a government agency. And so government cannot do much if it is just a council. So we changed the name to a creative art agency. And today we have the law. The law is going to regulate these domains. I'm going to mention them religiously. So please give me your attention. If you've not seen the law, please look for it. It's called the Creative Arts Act 2020. The music industry, fashion, beauty, and modeling, film and screen industry, visual arts industry, which is fine art, phonography industry, theater arts industry, literary arts and books industry, audiovisual industry, new media and creative services, heritage and cultural sites, traditional cultural expressions, festivals and celebrations, intellectual property rights and collecting societies, industry-wide networks and events industries, training including academic and related institutions. All these domains, now you have your law. Please spend time and know where I came from. Even some of the journalists have not read it. Don't worry, better late than never. When you go home, read what is going to regulate you. Sometimes the regulator can be dangerous. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Out of this same act, it's going to give birth to the Creative Art Fund, where some of you in the near future could make some presentations, throw in some proposals, and get financial support from the government. You know about the Creative Art School in Kwada, so if you don't know about it, again, spend time whenever you get to Kumasi. Go and see the Mammoth project, which is ongoing for the creative arts. Unfortunately, you and I cannot go back to that school because it is SHS and it is free. Did I hear some memory? It is free. Yeah. Or you want to pay? Last year, or was it this year, we supported some people with some grants. It is not something huge, but it is a thought that the government thought of you. And grant is grant. They were not loans. This year into next year, we are likely to reinforce what we did, to give some more support to some people in the industry. It is because we acknowledge the problem that COVID-19 brought to the arts industry. To do from the government again, President Akufo-Addo 2 weeks ago announced at the reopening of the National Museum that we are supposed to set up 5 amphitheaters this year, and then next year we add another 5. The idea is that we want to give the creative people enough places, especially those who cannot fill the halls that take 5,000 people and the 4,000 and 3,000, so that you can start somewhere. If you want to perform to just 200 or 300 people, there's a place to use. And we are going to make sure we spread them across the country, so you can plan your tour right from the beginning of the year. Somewhere in August, there is a plan to have Ghana in South Africa, a whole week for Ghana. So you can tell your friends to begin to prepare. Everything that I've mentioned under the Creative Art Law, all the domains, you can come exhibit your fashion, your music, the film. We want to use that week to sell Ghana to the South Africans. At the long run, that will come out to push our tourism. I'm sure you've all heard of global citizens coming to Ghana. You don't know about global citizens? Global citizens. Okay. Very soon, we're going to make a lot more noise. I shouldn't say noise, but more promotion on global citizens. It's a big deal. You can Google. The first one happened in South Africa a few years ago. Francis, you should know. Jay-Z and Beyonce performed in South Africa. President Akufo-Addo was there. You were there. Okay, good. So we are bringing global citizens to Ghana. The creative industry, this is my last one. The creative industry cannot survive if you decide to work in silos. You cannot. This perception or impression or attitude of stardom, I tell people that you are not a star within, you are a star without. In the industry, you are not. Really, Rexoma cannot tell me he's a star. No, nobody in this room can tell me he or she is a star. You know why? Many were declared leader. Yes. Yes. But when you go out there, we will sell you as our stars. How I'll behave towards you when we're in the studio or when you come to my house, when I step out with you, when I step out with Rexoma, outside Ghana, I met Rocky Dawuni in Costa Rica. I was so proud Rocky was there. And when they mentioned Rocky Dawuni that he was from Ghana, my head was so big. Very, very big, because how they saw him, I even saw him bigger than how they saw him. And so, let's leave this I am a star internally, where we think we fight within ourselves because we are playing stardom. You can never become a star to your mother, to your father, your brother or sister. No way. Let's learn to work together. Yeah? This morning, Anidosti, you asked all your people to celebrate one musician. And this man celebrated you, Anidosti. Good. Generally, because I stand in for governments, I celebrate, on behalf of the Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, I celebrate all musicians in Ghana, but especially, I personally celebrate Professor Kofi Abraham. For those of you who do not know why, he is the first person who opened the door for the whole of this country to monetize gospel music. So on that note, thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate your warm welcome. I can see from your faces that I didn't bore you. Some of you have missed me. I miss you too. We'll continue to do what we have to do, and I'll see you when we have to meet. Thank you.
All right, Honorable. So, must we allow at least two, Chairman, Rexoma, if we can allow, please, about...
Anybody who wants to ask, I'm ready.
Right.
Yeah, I can just take two.
Please, right behind you. Thank you. Please, I'll take two from here, two from there, because of time. Thank you. Microphone, please.
Hello. Honorable, my question is one. Nesikano for Gamro Newahi.
Okay. When I went for vetting, this technology for Gamro came up. I don't know if you remember. I think for vetting and then for distribution of artworks, digital platform for distribution or sale of artworks. So I'll just talk about yours. You know that in my first 6 months, I was on your case to give me some document to work with, because the minister wanted to help. Yes. The figure that we got, I think somebody mentioned here that you need about... No, it was the same man. What's your name again? Ludwig. I think this morning, you spoke very well. I listened to you religiously. You said that nobody should blame Gamro, because the figures that we are talking about, it's about $1 million plus. Yes, you did. Good. So, it is true, I underestimated the figures until Rexoma brought me one document. It looked very simple, but the figures were not simple. And then the process, I thought it was a one-time buy something. He said, no, you have to even get a place where you keep the technology, and managing it is going to take the next 3-4 years. And you have to even purchase vehicles and some other things. So at the time, the money that we have, and you cannot do it halfway. It must be full, once at a time. So my minister asked us to think through again, because the figures that we were going to get, at the time, I think it was just about 1 million Ghana cedis that we had, which couldn't do much compared to what they were asking for. But again, Rex, I think that you and your team, not just the board members of GAMRO, but all members of GAMRO, including myself, I'm a member of GAMRO and NASOG, I think that we must be ready to also sacrifice some of our monies. Because you cannot ask government to purchase something worth $1 million for you, whilst you are not making any input. At least when you go to the bank to ask for loans, they ask you what you also have for them to top you up. But to say that government should take 100%, especially when we know that years ago we said we are capable of managing our own business. So, yes, come back, and I kept talking to him after some time that how do we collaborate to fix this once and for all? Because I also feel cheated whenever they sent me my money. Because when I was at GAMRO, some people came in with virtually blank CDs to register. He even mentioned that people go and record music and they are not even played and they come for royalty. I saw blank CDs. They put them in sleeves and they come and register. And some of these people take money. And so if this problem is fixed, my personal problem partly is fixed. So it's a problem for all of us. But fortunately for us, President John Mahama on Penihwasem, he writes books. Books don't have these problems. President Akufo-Addo, he doesn't have anything to do with music, film. He too is a lawyer. If he has to write, he will write books. That area is a little bit okay. But when it comes to music and film, we still have some puzzle to deal with. And it's supposed to be a collaborative fight. It's not a fight just for GAMRO and the board. No.
Can I go ahead?
Right. 7.
Yes, can I go ahead? Okay. Honorable Deputy Minister.
Please speak up, sir.
Honorable Deputy Minister, that was a lovely speech you gave. And yes,
who allowed you to ask me a question? I know you very well.
I miss you very much. I miss you very much. You praised GAMRO a lot when you were talking, and not that I have a problem with it, but I just don't think that they have the intent to actually do something, because as we speak, they could have done the bare minimums. Their website doesn't even
Project a bit. I struggle to hear you.
Sorry. As we speak, their website doesn't even work. Like, that's the bare minimum that you can actually have. You know, it doesn't work. So what is their intent? They want a bigger technology. They can't manage a website. So that is some of the things that me and you, we go back and forth sometimes. You get angry at me. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing is, the bigger problem that this poses is, recently you can hear that Bob Marley sold his catalog, his foundation or his estate, sold his catalog for like $50 million. Justin Timberlake for $100 million. The bigger problem that we have going into the future is that our songs are going to be worthless, just because there has never been a track of it making X amount of money from royalties over the years. And all these 50 million, 100 million are based off royalties, not even sales, royalties. So Sarkodie in like 20 years can go to a Sony or a bigger company to say, this is what money I've made over this number of years. I would like to sell my catalog fee for 20 million. And it won't happen. So Sarkodie's song and any other big artist in Ghana's song is possibly worthless.
Your question, are you talking about using your music?
Excuse me.
I don't know. Anyone who understands. Are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the bigger problem with Gamro not having an intention to work.
You see, I'm not very comfortable whenever you use words like you don't have the intent to work or the intention to
actually
work.
Make a change.
Yes.
Yes.
This is not your first time you are saying this.
No.
I'm not supposed to answer questions for Gamro, but I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with critiquing Gamro, but let's not malign.
We don't malign.
Let's not ridicule.
Not ridiculing either.
Good. Because sometimes when you are sitting somewhere that's not so close to the fire, it looks as if it is very easy to fix until you get close.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is that go to them.
Oh, I've done that.
Good. But Gamro, like I said, I have been there. We were the ones who fought to change from liquidate Kosga to Gamro. And I'm saying that maybe you're a Latter-day Saint, but anyone who has been around that environment, from Mrs. Betty Mode to Bosompra, Abraham Ajete, all the people, Carlos Sechi, to Kojo Entry, Mr. Music Man, before Rex, you would know that at least he mentioned that for the first time somebody took 30,000. Never happened before. All you can do is to keep pushing, is to work with them, help them. You see, unfortunately in this country, when people need help, what we do is that we step on them or we suppress them instead. But when you find that your brothers, Rexoma is green, he's semi-digital, you are relatively young, you are very digital, there are things that he will have gaps to deal with. Your job as young people is to support people like them to also up the game. It is not to let them look like they are doing nothing, but you can fix it. No. I can assure you, it's not as easy as you see it. Some of us fought bigger fights than you are seeing today.
Which we were thankful for.
Yes.
We're very thankful for, but I'm saying that if now, as of 2022, they can't manage a website, we have a big problem.
Okay, I think that question...
I hope you understand me.
That question,
we want more done.
But you see, the fact that you do not have a website doesn't mean that you don't have results. Because people work without websites, and some people go and find out the Kantamanto people whether they have websites.
All right.
But the money they have, do you have it?
Right. Thank you very much.
I'll come and see you in your office. We'll talk more.
Right. Please
right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Honorable Minister, Honorable Deputy Minister, I want to congratulate you for your new office, and also my question is about, we always listen to Andy and industry gatekeepers always talking about the Ghanaian sound and all that.
The Ghanaian sound.
Sound in terms of our music. We go to our basic schools, as we call Saito, those that finished up early in the 20s or the 19s, we were being asked or tasked to go plug pawpaw trees or go search for bamboos and all that to study or to learn about music and dance, which is now not part of our curriculum. But when you go to all these international schools, they are being taught about music, how to read music and all that. In our Saito schools, we are being taught about religious and moral and all that. We have so many pastors and all that. What is happening to our music and dance or creative art? When I look at my boys' creative art book, it's less content.
If you say your boy of, is it SHS, is it JHS or primary?
What primary? What I was doing in primary, playing flute made out of a pawpaw tree, I am now teaching him. And I want to know if there is any collaboration between GES and the Creative Art Ministry to be able to work some of these things out, so that in the near future, if we are not able to do something today, in the near future, we can have that sound that we are all craving for. As we also congratulate you for our Creative Art School, which people are going to fill that space? how are they going to be selected to enter or get qualified into that space?
Right.
So I want to know the collaboration between GS and the ministry. Thank you.
Okay, let me answer that. Let me use my friend's word, the intent. The intent is good. President Akufo-Addo has shown that he has passion for this industry, and that is why even after the law, he's building a school. These two are the fundamentals of building. We were not lucky. We didn't have that. But the ones who are going to come up are going to get a school plus law to govern or regulate the industry. I remember a few weeks ago, there was a story on radio that said that someone said they had seen Jan Kroma Akufo-Addo in a meeting with GES. What was her locus to represent? I don't know if you remember that story. Good. It was actually the discussion on getting music or arts back in schools. And you find that the same creative industry with our journalists who wouldn't probe and get the answers right went to fight that. They didn't care about what she went to do. The interest was what was she doing there. She doesn't qualify to be there. But this was actually what she went there with the Creative Arts Agency Group to represent the creative industry, to get arts back into our schools. So that is ongoing. Very soon, you'll begin to see that fixed. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Destiny, University of High Thinking.
University
of High Thinking.
University of
High Thinking.
High Thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my problem is.
Where is that? Where is that based?
It's based on social media.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, what is the government doing about the upcoming artists? Is there anything the government is doing to support them? And the second question is, the second question is, when will government bring a law for Ghanaians to, we should have the 90% Ghanaian content and 10% foreign content? Because up till now, I haven't seen anything like that. And it's still going on. Every Friday, I tune the radio thinking that maybe somebody, a foreigner will come to Ghana, maybe listening to Ghanaian music, but listening to foreign content, which they know already. What are they doing? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, to keep it. Second one.
In fact, more funds for the high thinking.
Did you say University of High Thinking? What are some of the courses you do there? You teach.
We are always there for the upcoming. We
Always
support
there
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see if we can enroll. The question, which one?
Charlie, your question is come the minister.
Okay, I'm
coming, yes.
The truth is that we are a capitalist government. And those of you who do not know much about orientations, the capitalist government believe in private property building. And so we believe in the private sector more than having government build people. And so what we do as a government is to create an enabling environment which will make you do well. And then what the government gets in return is to take taxes and then develop. And that is why you see that we are doing things like the amphitheaters, some of the things that we are doing. You heard the recent Tyler Perry story that we are engaging Tyler Perry Studios to consider Ghana if he has to choose the next country to build his studios and all of that. That is what governments, or most governments, are supposed to do. Government cannot pick artists and say we want to promote artists. All we can do is to create networks for you through the cultural attachés of various diplomatic embassies in Ghana, so that you can get outside whatever you want to get. You want to travel, you need documentation to help you travel, we are there. You get to another country, the embassy, Ghana embassy in whatever country is ready to help. But to say that, maybe your question is too, I don't want to use the word vague, but.
Well, the question is high thinking. So.
Yes. Yes. It's relatively high. So, yes, so I hope I was able to at least give you some 30% of what you want to hear. Yes. Is that cool?
And then the second one, about the 90% Ghanaian music on radio.
Good.
Then, right.
That is under the Ministry of Information. But because I still work for the government, which is under President Akufo-Addo, I should still be able to tell you something. Law passing is not as easy as you think. You are against. There are people who are for. And so you must always argue yourself out why. And when you go to parliament to argue yourself out, it's not easy. There are a lot of high thinkers. In there. And they will probe and ask you some of the questions. I'm sure you heard of the argument on the LGBT, Q, Z. Yes. Because once you are saying I'm for, somebody is saying I'm not, I'm against. Give me reasons. And so the back and forth, again, you have to engage stakeholders. There are procedures in passing a bill into law. And so it's a process. The last time I spoke to the Minister of Information, Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, he told me he had done a few engagements, and so he's still on it. I agree with you. Sometimes it's not just even the foreign content, but sometimes even the local content. You see some of TV stations showing almost porn in the afternoon. Yes. So the law that you are talking about is not a law that is going to even fight for just music. It's going to sanitize the whole environment of the airwave environment. And so we are all interested. Again, have you thought of when you fight for this law, and then you say that, oh, we too want to go to New York, we want to become #1 in America, we want to become #1 in UK. But you are saying nobody should come to you. You don't want anybody's product to dominate. But you want to dominate the other side. Again, do we have controls over the phones? Even if we fix the television and we fix radio. The YouTube is on. iTunes is still working. Spotify is still working. Boomplay. Do we have control over that side too? Or do we pass a law that says that don't go and pick the music from there too? Or don't watch anything on YouTube? That's why I'm saying that it's a collaborative work. Let's all join and find a midpoint.
Right, thank you. Afia, please.
Good evening, Deputy Minister.
Afia.
My name is Afia Papevi, a radio and a TV presenter and an artist manager as well. In your speech, in our conversation, you said you're going to have a conversation with us. So in your conversation, you mentioned, I think, about 3 sectors that you said they have something in common, which is courts. They are all in courts. I think I have to add one to it. Ghana Artists Guild, GAG, they are also in courts. And all the sectors falls under your ministry. Yeah. I want to know, what are your ministry doing about this? Okay. And my second question is, there is this rampant, or this, I think it's ongoing, Ghana Music Awards, USA, Ghana Music Awards, UK, Ghana Music Awards, France, Ghana Music Awards, Nigeria. It's all over. It's Ghana Music all over. What are we doing about this Ghana Music Awards, which is Dubai Ghana Music Awards? I want to know if your ministry has interest in this Ghana Music Awards thing. But my first issue is all the sectors that falls under you, these 4 sectors, ASOG, GAMRO, Musiga, and GAG. They are all in court, and I think it's not helping the growth of all these sectors. What is your ministry doing about it? Thank you.
Okay. I see Mr. Simon's face has changed. The acting musical president. Okay, let me deal with the Ghana Music Awards. Whatever.
Ghana Music Awards Kaswa.
The Music Awards Kaswa. Yes. That alone tells you that the industry has a challenge with the collaboration that I spoke about. Because all these various groupings, all they needed to do was to collaborate and just have one body. And then they can decide that the same one group will be doing the events in different countries. But you see, there's no collaboration. Charterhouse did Ghana Music Awards Ghana. Somebody saw it and said, I can customize it and just add India. Ghana Music Awards India. And let's face facts. None of these events could compete with VGMA. We've seen the pictures. We've heard. Most of them are supposed to be offshoots of VGMA. But because we do not have the culture of working together, I want to do it myself. And at the tail end, it's all over. As a government, we can only talk to you, but there's no law that can tell you that don't do it, especially when they're not even operating from Ghana. Most of them are not here. In Ghana, we only know VGMA. The rest of them, once in a while, you hear somebody who come from one country and say, I've come with Ghana Music Awards something. Because we work with the Constitution of Ghana, anything that the Constitution does not frown on, you do not have the power to say anything. We can only encourage them and then direct them till when there's a change of mind. Which one is the second one?
I think the second one was about the courts.
Yes.
The associations.
Yes, you added GAN, Actors Guild. Okay. Why do we find these amongst the music and film people? The fashion groups, the Copy Ghana, Francis Doku, your people. Even your latest, the one you handed over to, what's the name? George Quay's group. Artwork. Yes. You will find these things there. They transition beautifully. It is a cultural problem within the music and the film people. It is an egocentric environment. And that is why I mentioned the culture, that we must work on the culture. Those of us who have been around for some time, you know what I'm saying is true. Sometimes it's difficult for you to talk about some of these things. And you just see, in the morning you speak plenty English. The industry must fix its culture. This thing about if it is not me, I will fight till we destroy it. It must be me. We must fix it. It's as simple as that. You can choose to say that you do not like a particular president, but you can only wait for 4 years. That's what the Constitution of Ghana says. You can critique whatever, but you wait. Same, if we understood some of these things. Ghana Bar Association is an association. Do you hear them go to court? They are managing their problems within. But we are quick to go to court. And I don't know how they get the money to go to court. Because these are the same people who are complaining that they don't have enough money, the royalties are too small. But every time, maybe pro bono. I hope the bloggers too have left. You are not here. I know you. Whatever we are saying here, please report exact. It is part of the culture I'm talking about. The intention is to destroy and make money, forgetting that when this industry goes down, you are no more a blogger. You must blog for market women.
Yellow doing.
So just a little clarification about the question that was asked about we need to have a law for 90% Ghana music and maybe 10% foreign music. I just want to make some clarification here. So we have the data, and in the data, some Ghanaian artists, their songs are registered in South Africa, they are registered in Nigeria, they are registered in Europe. So when you have such laws, you are going to take out some of the Ghanaian artists because their songs are not registered in Ghana. So as I was saying this morning on the radio, without data, some decisions cannot be made, and that's all I need to say.
Thank you. Yes, to some extent, with what he just said, it could happen that even the perception that you have that Ghanaian music doesn't play much, by the time you put the data together, you see that Ghanaian content is about 70% already. But it is because we are only assuming, not backed scientifically with any document, no figures. We sometimes think that, oh, you're more Ghana. Maybe Joy FM, City FM could make us feel guilty. But if you go to Kumasi, Sunyane, and the other parts of Ghana, predominantly, it is Ghanaian music. But like I said, let's keep engaging and find a midpoint one day. I'm sure I am done. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's hear it one more time for Honorable Marco Kumanti. That's right. And thank you all very much. We are not done yet. Don't forget, pretty soon we'll be getting into the success routes. We'll soon be getting into success routes. But at this point, I'm very much excited at this particular point because where we're getting into may interest a lot of people. The reason is that most of us find ourselves on social media, especially on Twitter. Now, on Twitter, anything we want to say, you just pick up your phone and within minutes, you put out a statement, or you can just start any fight, any conversation at all on Twitter. At this point, I want to invite a representative from Twitter to speak on the topic how musicians can partner with Twitter to amplify their craft. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's give it up for Bernard Sokwe. Bernard is Senior Partner Manager for Twitter. Thank you, Bernard.
Good evening to everyone. I believe there are a lot of musicians in the house. I can see a full house, and I'm really happy that I have all ears here. I've learned a lot today from the Honorable Marco Kumante and Rex Omar. I'm sure you all have too. So basically, I'll just give a little background before I dive into my slides. I actually have slides to share because I'm a very visual person. So 10 months ago, Twitter came into Ghana, basically into Africa through Ghana. The reason is basically, you know, Twitter is a US company made for the US initially, but as time went on, the world basically caught onto it, and even at the moment, the growth of Twitter comes mainly from all the other parts of the world. So you have Africa, obviously, Asia, Latin America, I mean, all those places boomed up. So there's no way they could have ignored the impact of Twitter growing out here. So for example, if let's say someone like Sarkodie with a large impact and network, maybe got suspended, there was no way he would have been able to get his account back on. He would just have to try and apply in-app to get it unsuspended, but it could take like forever. And there was a case. There was a time I met, just a month ago, I met DJ Maporisa. I don't know if you know DJ Maporisa. I'm a piano originator, basically. And this guy was saying, oh, his account has been blocked, it has been suspended, he's not verified, he's not been able to use Twitter for almost close to a year. And that is like very wild. Like that is very bad for someone with that much impact in Southern Africa. And that's just because there was no access. There was nobody, sorry, Robert, can you have my slides on? Yeah, there was no access to Twitter, so it was hard for people to basically engage the platform. So, sorry, next slide. So basically, I'm here today to say that I am your Twitter plug. I am your go-to person when it comes to anything relating to Twitter. Me being present on the continent allows you to be able to access Twitter and use it to your best knowledge. So my role at Twitter is a senior partner manager. Everyone calls me my star. A lot of people just know me as the guy who verifies people, but this presentation is basically going to show you how you can use Twitter to benefit you, benefit your brand, and also because I get a lot of emails, and I've been doing this presentation to individuals all over the continent, but I'm happy that today I have a lot of musicians, producers, all seated here in the room to hear it one time and at a go. Thank you, VGMA, for making this possible. Next slide. So, Twitter's main role is to serve the public conversations. We all know that things basically spark online. Things start trending online. We see how, like, even now, when things trend, all of a sudden, people start opening spaces, and all the other platforms now start picking the trend from Twitter, because that is where the conversation starts. The word conversation is very big for us because that basically is the reason why Twitter exists. Now, who are the people who drive these conversations? The people who drive these conversations are what we call VITs. That's your usual VIP, but we call them VITs because they are very important tweeters. Now, VITs are a mix of public figures, musicians, influencers, creators. I mean, anybody who has the impact and the voice to be able to drive a trend and drive conversations. And that is why we exist. So I get a lot of people coming, oh, how can I partner you? How can Twitter help my music, my brand, my this? And some will send me packages and put a big amount of money there, and they just don't realize that there's so many ways in which Twitter can rather help amplify you than you just coming to collect a fat check and leave. So a good way of being very basically successful on Twitter is to be very engaging. The best music artists, like the best way for a music artist to use Twitter is to use it like a real human being. What I mean by that is, you don't just come on Twitter only when it's time to promote your music and just be posting links to your music, coming soon, releasing music. Use Twitter like what it's supposed to be used for. Use it for conversations. Post what you are thinking, what is going on in your day. Basically, interact with your audience. I don't know if you know Lil Nas X. He's like one of the best examples of great artists who use Twitter to their advantage. And if you're an artist manager here, I would advise that you get your artists to use Twitter like a real human being. Engage, interact, and don't just wait till it's time for your music and then you just come and post links. So basically, I help VITs to tell their stories online, connect with their audiences, help them sustain their careers, be very visible on the platform, create some content, and also leverage on our products and features. I'll be sharing some cool ways